The human space station Aurora floated silently above the bright blue planet of Nova Prime. Its silver hull glinted in the sunlight, casting long reflections across the emptiness of space. Inside, the station hummed with life. Scientists, engineers, and a few curious visitors from other worlds went about their tasks, unaware that today would bring a very unusual guest. Lyra, a young Zerithian scientist, blinked her large violet eyes as the docking bay doors opened. She had never seen humans up close before. Her people, the Zerithians, were highly intelligent and technologically advanced, but they had never truly studied the quirks of human biology. Her mission was simple: observe, record, and learn. As she stepped onto the station, she marveled at everything around her. The humans walked on two legs, unlike her four-limbed species, and they had faces full of expressions that seemed chaotic and unpredictable. Lyra tilted her head, fascinated. She had read reports describing humans as versatile and resilient, but seeing them in person was entirely different. "Welcome, Lyra," said Commander Ellis, a tall, broad-shouldered human with a warm smile. "We're glad to have you here. I hope your trip was smooth." Lyra tilted her head further, her antennae twitching. "Smooth?" she repeated in her soft, melodic voice. "Your species experiences turbulence in space travel? Fascinating. My reports underestimated this." Commander Ellis laughed. "We manage. Let me show you around." As they walked through the station's corridors, Lyra's eyes darted everywhere. She pointed at various devices, gadgets, and containers. "Your biology laboratories, you store these liquids?" she asked, curious. "Yes," said Dr. Mira, the station's lead biologist. "We store samples of all kinds. Blood, tissue, milk. Milk, yes. Some humans produce milk, not only females." She smiled at the puzzled look on Lyra's face. Lyra gasped softly, her antennae trembling. "You mean human males have milk too?" Dr. Mira blinked, then chuckled. "Well, under certain conditions, yes. But it's rare. Normally males do not produce milk the way females do. It's a simple hormonal response." Lyra's violet eyes widened. She scribbled notes in her floating data pad at lightning speed. "Incredible. Your species has so many unexpected traits. I must observe this closely." The human crew exchanged amused glances. Lyra's excitement was infectious, but it also hinted at trouble. She was far too curious for her own good. "Don't worry," Commander Ellis said. "We'll give you all the data you need. Just try not to remove any uniforms in the process." Lyra tilted her head, confused. "Remove uniforms? Why would I?" Before anyone could stop her, she had darted toward a male crew member, Dr. Harlan, in her excitement. "I must see this phenomenon," she exclaimed. She reached for his uniform, intending to inspect the chest area for the milk-producing organs. Harlan froze. Wait, no, this is..." But Lyra was faster than anyone expected. Her small Zerithian frame moved with astonishing speed, and she tugged gently at the uniform, thinking she was helping the experiment. "Lyra!" Dr. Mira shouted. "Stop, you're misunderstanding." Lyra paused mid-motion, her large eyes blinking rapidly. "Misunderstanding? Explain." "Human males don't produce milk like your species might," Dr. Mira said patiently. "It's not a common trait, and it's not visible externally like you expect. Observing physiology requires different methods, not this." She gestured toward the uniform. Lyra's antennae drooped slightly. "Ah, I see. My apologies, humans. I did not intend offense. I am overly curious." The human crew laughed, relieved. Even Commander Ellis smiled. "You're definitely curious, I'll give you that." Lyra floated back slightly, still scribbling notes. "Curiosity is essential for science. I must see all. Your species is full of anomalies. So many adaptations. It is impressive." Dr. Harlan relaxed. "Well, you'll get plenty of data, but we'll have to use instruments and sensors instead of direct inspections." Lyra nodded eagerly. Sensors, yes, that is logical. But may I observe you while you work? Your daily routines, your strength, your teamwork, all of it. Ellis nodded. Of course, just follow the rules and we'll show you everything. Lyra's eyes sparkled. Wonderful, I will learn so much. Your species is stronger than it appears. Adaptable, intelligent, resilient. I am honored to observe you. As the day went on, Lyra followed the crew everywhere. She watched humans move cargo, operate machines, and solve problems in real time. She noted how humans adapted quickly when an unexpected power surge caused a minor system failure. They improvised so efficiently. Lyra whispered to herself, eyes wide. They are capable of more than my species imagined. The reports underestimated humans' ingenuity. Dr. Mira noticed her fascination. You're impressed, she said. Lyra's antennae quivered. Impressed is an understatement. Your species survives and thrives under conditions many would fail. This is remarkable. I must record everything. During a brief lunch break, Lyra observed humans eating. She tilted her head at the variety of foods. You consume so many substances yet maintain health. Incredible metabolic versatility. Humans are survivors, Dr. Mira said with a smile. We can adapt to many environments and diets. We learn, we experiment, we endure. Lyra's eyes glittered. Endurance, ingenuity, creativity, all human. I must understand this fully. Perhaps humans are the species to inspire my people. Your potential is limitless. The humans laughed, charmed by her enthusiasm. Lyra's misunderstandings were funny, but her admiration was genuine. She was beginning to see the bigger picture. Humans were not just a curious species to study, they were an extraordinary one. As the day ended, Lyra floated to the observation deck. Outside the station, the planet Nova Prime gleamed and the stars stretched infinitely beyond. She gazed at the humans below, working and interacting, and a thought crossed her mind. They are fragile in appearance, she whispered, but their minds, their determination, their courage. It is far beyond what I expected. I must continue my observations. There is much to learn. This species, this human species, is truly extraordinary. Commander Ellis joined her quietly. What are you thinking, Lyra? Lyra turned to him, her eyes shining. I am thinking, humans are more than their biology. They are spirit, intellect, and resilience combined. Perhaps, one day my people will understand what humans can truly achieve. Ellis smiled, sensing the truth in her words. You're right. Humans can surprise you in ways no manual or report can explain. Lyra nodded. I am eager to see more. Tomorrow I will observe. Humans in simulations, in emergencies, in collaboration. Every moment will teach me something new. As she returned to her quarters that night, Lyra's mind raced with notes, ideas, and plans. The first day had been full of humor, minor misunderstandings, and surprises. Yet beneath the comedy, a deeper truth emerged. Humans were remarkable, resilient, and capable of astonishing things, and Lyra knew this was only the beginning. The next morning, the Aurora space station buzzed with activity. Scientists moved quickly through the corridors, engineers checked systems, and Lyra floated along, her large violet eyes scanning every detail. Today, she had a new mission: to observe human work in detail, to understand not just their biology but their intelligence, problem-solving, and social interactions. Good morning, Lyra. Commander Ellis greeted her as she approached the control room. Are you ready for today's observations? Lyra's antennae twitched with excitement. I am more than ready. Today, I will observe human ingenuity at work. I intend to record every reaction, every decision, every adaptive technique. Ellis chuckled. That's a lot to take in. Let's start with something simple: human teamwork during station maintenance. Lyra's eyes widened. Simple? This will be fascinating. The maintenance deck was a large, open area filled with machinery, storage containers and glowing panels. Human engineers worked on repairs, checking pipelines and adjusting energy conduits. Lyra hovered nearby, her notebook pad floating in front of her as she scribbled notes at incredible speed. She pointed at one engineer who was trying to secure a panel that refused to lock. Observe. The human applies force in a precise manner, but fails initially. How does it adapt? Dr. Mira, standing beside Lyra, smiled. Humans fail first, then learn. Watch. The engineer stepped back, studied the mechanism, and then used a slightly different approach. The panel clicked into place. Lyra's antennae twitched with astonishment. Incredible. They learn from failure and succeed. Adaptability, efficiency, ingenuity. My people rely on logic and algorithms. Humans rely on observation and improvisation. A small alarm suddenly rang, startling everyone. A control panel showed a minor energy fluctuation in the oxygen supply. Emergency drill, Commander Ellis called. Everyone follow protocol. Lyra floated in shock. Emergency? I must assist. Just observe for now, Ellis said calmly. Humans perform best under pressure, and you'll see what I mean. The engineers and scientists immediately moved into action. They quickly assessed the problem, rerouted power, and manually adjusted energy flows. Lyra watched in awe. Every human seemed to know their role, communicated with gestures and words, and adapted to unexpected changes. They do not panic, Lyra whispered to Dr. Mira. My people would calculate probabilities endlessly. Humans, they act, they trust themselves, they trust each other. This is remarkable. Mira nodded. It's one of their strengths. We combine intuition with logic, and we care for each other. That matters too. Lyra scribbled furiously in her notebook. Intuition, teamwork, resilience. Humans excel not because of strength alone, but because of mind and spirit combined. I must report this to my superiors. They will be astonished. Once the emergency was under control, Lyra's curiosity took a new turn. She moved toward Dr. Harlan, who was checking a portable medical scanner. I wish to observe human physiology in real time. Can I? She asked eagerly. Harlan raised an eyebrow. Real-time observation? Do you mean sensors or? Lyra's eyes glowed. Direct observation, of course, with your cooperation. I wish to see how your systems respond to stress, exertion, and adaptation. Harlan glanced at Mira, who nodded. All right, Lyra. But we'll use sensors. No. Invasive actions. Lyra hovered closer, her antennae twitching. Sensors are acceptable. I must understand every reaction, every signal, every nuance. Harlan activated the scanners. Lights flickered across the display, showing heart rates, oxygen levels, and muscle responses. Lyra's eyes widened as she observed the readings. Humans have such subtle responses, she whispered. Heart rate, adrenaline, oxygen intake. Yet they maintain control. Fascinating. Adaptation is not only physical but mental. They anticipate and react simultaneously. Dr. Mira added, That's right. Humans are aware of themselves and others. That awareness guides action. Lyra scribbled more notes. Self-awareness, group awareness. This combination creates efficiency beyond my expectations. Humans are remarkable problem solvers. After the demonstration, Lyra floated to the recreation deck. Humans were engaging in a friendly competition, a zero-gravity obstacle course designed to test agility, reflexes, and creativity. Lyra tilted her head. Play? Humans incorporate play into skill development. This is unexpected. My species views play as unnecessary. Here it improves performance. She observed a male human, Alex, maneuvering through hoops and floating panels with ease. He adjusted mid-air, using subtle hand movements to stabilize himself. Lyra's antennae twitched in delight, adaptation, anticipation, efficiency. Humans integrate fun with training. Astonishing. Alex noticed Lyra watching and waved. Want to try? He asked with a grin. Lyra floated in confusion. Try? Participate? In play? I do not understand the benefit. Mira smiled. It's not just for fun. Humans learn, bond, and improve skills through play. Lyra considered this, then hesitantly joined. At first she fumbled, colliding with panels and floating objects. The humans laughed, but kindly. They offered tips, guided her movements, and celebrated small successes. By the end of the session, Lyra had completed the course with surprising skill. She floated above the deck, antennae quivering. I understand now. Humans learn efficiently. Even through play, observation alone is insufficient. Participation enhances understanding. My people must adopt this method, Commander Ellis clapped. You did well, Lyra. Humans can surprise even experienced observers. Lyra's eyes glowed with excitement. Yes, they surprise me constantly. Physical skill, mental acuity, adaptability, teamwork. I must record everything. This species, they are unlike any I have studied. After the exercise, Lyra returned to the laboratory. She carefully analyzed the sensor data from the previous emergency, combining it with her observations from the obstacle course. Every metric confirmed her initial impression. Humans were not only adaptable and intelligent, they were extraordinary. Your resilience is astonishing, Lyra whispered to Dr. Mira. Even when faced with danger, humans act decisively, support each other, and maintain composure. This is evolution at its finest. Spirit, intellect, body, harmonized perfectly. Mira smiled. It's not just evolution. It's experience, culture, and choice. Humans choose to grow, learn, and survive together. That's what makes them strong. Lyra nodded slowly, absorbing every word. Her admiration deepened, and a strange feeling emerged, one she had not expected. Respect. Humans were no longer just subjects of study. They were worthy of admiration, even inspiration. As the day ended, Lyra floated toward the observation deck again, looking out at the stars. She held her notebook close, filled with data, sketches, and thoughts. The humans below were laughing, moving and living, completely unaware of the profound impression they had left on her. I will continue my study, she whispered. I will observe every strength, every adaptation, every nuance. Humans, you are remarkable. Perhaps one day my species will see you as I do now, not just a species, but a marvel of survival, ingenuity, and spirit. Commander Ellis approached, quietly. You've learned a lot today. Lyra turned to him, her eyes glowing. More than I could have imagined. Your species is clever, resilient, and capable of astonishing feats. I look forward to tomorrow. There is still so much to learn. Ellis nodded. Tomorrow will show you more. How humans think under pressure, make tough decisions, and face the unknown. You'll see another side of us. Lyra floated higher, her mind racing. The first day had shown her strength, resilience, and curiosity. The second day promised insight into decision-making, courage, and intelligence. She could not wait. Humans had proven themselves fascinating, surprising, and most importantly, worthy of admiration. And so, as Nova Prime glowed softly below, Lyra prepared for another day of learning from the most unexpected species she had ever encountered. The humans. The morning sun, or what passed for sun in orbit, glinted off the Aurora's metallic hull, casting reflections across the control panels inside. Lyra floated beside Commander Ellis as the humans prepared for another busy day. Today, she would see humans face not just routine tasks but real challenges. Lyra, Ellis said, today we're running a full systems test. We've noticed some inconsistencies in the power grid, and it's your chance to observe how humans handle serious problems. Lyra's antennae twitched. Serious problems? I am eager. Observation of your species in stress conditions? This will be most enlightening. The crew assembled in the engineering bay where glowing conduits ran like veins through the station. Panels blinked, dials spun, and monitors flashed updates in rapid succession. Harlan gestured toward a control board. We've detected irregular energy flows in the oxygen supply lines. If left unchecked, this could reduce breathable air in certain sections. Lyra's eyes widened. Reduction in oxygen. Potential harm to all humans on board. This is serious indeed. How will you proceed? Ellis smiled calmly. We'll follow procedure, but we'll also adapt. That's what humans do. Almost. Immediately, alarms rang. Red lights blinked and the station shook slightly as if warning the crew of impending danger. Lyra floated forward, her notepad poised. She observed every detail. The humans' reactions, their quick decision-making, and the way they communicated. Notice, she whispered to herself. Humans remain composed, yet move with urgency. They balance analysis with action. Incredible efficiency. Harlan and a small team rushed to the oxygen conduit room. Lyra followed, hovering slightly above the floor to avoid collisions. She marveled at their coordination. Hands, pointing, voices calling out instructions, heads turning rapidly to monitor every gauge. One engineer, Maria, noticed a broken valve panel. "We need to isolate this segment," she shouted. A young technician quickly moved to assist, reading the diagrams and activating the correct switches. Lyra scribbled frantically. Humans use teamwork under pressure. Division of labor is precise. No hesitation. They improvise when necessary, yet follow a plan. Adaptation, collaboration, genius. Suddenly, the broken valve sparked. A small burst of steam hissed out, startling a crew member. Lyra's antennae twitched nervously. Danger! Human, you must react. Harlan acted swiftly. Using a portable tool, he repaired the valve with steady hands. Maria redirected the airflow manually while others monitored oxygen levels. Within minutes, the crisis was contained. Lyra floated in awe. Remarkable. Your species does not panic. You analyze, communicate, and act decisively. My species would require hours of calculations, yet you do this in moments. Mira, wiping sweat from her brow, smiled. Humans survive and thrive because we work together, adapt, and trust our instincts. That's what makes us resilient. Lyra scribbled every detail. Instinct, trust, collaboration. Humans exceed expectations at every level. Their courage and skill, extraordinary. The emergency ended, but the station crew was already busy with follow-up. Repairs were underway, data was being logged, and minor adjustments were being made to prevent future incidents. Lyra floated, among them, observing with fascination. This is adaptation under real conditions, she whispered to herself. Not simulations, not experiments, real life. Humans. You are far more capable than reports indicated. Later, Lyra joined the crew in the mess hall where the mood was lighter. The humans ate, laughed, and discussed the morning's events. Lyra tilted her head. After facing danger, your species engages in social bonding, relaxation, humor. This is unusual. Yet, it maintains morale. Clever. Commander Ellis approached her. You're learning fast, Lyra. Humans don't just solve problems. They also recover quickly. That balance is crucial. Lyra nodded, antennae twitching. Recovery, yes. Observation is insufficient without understanding emotional resilience. Humans combine intellect with spirit. This combination, exceptional. As afternoon approached, the station received an unexpected transmission from orbiting sensors. A small asteroid cluster was drifting off its predicted course, directly toward Nova Prime's orbital path. Lyra, Ellis said gravely, this is an actual threat. We need to calculate trajectories and prepare emergency measures. Lyra's eyes widened. A threat to the planet? Humans? You will face it? Yes, Ellis said. We will protect the station, the planet, and ourselves. We need all hands on deck, and your observations will be instructive. Lyra's excitement returned, tinged with apprehension. This is the ultimate test. Humans in danger. I will record every action, every decision, every adaptive maneuver. This will demonstrate the full capability of your species. The crew, assembled in the command center. Panels flashed, alarms blared, and holographic projections showed the asteroid cluster moving faster than expected. Harlan and Maria calculated trajectories, while Ellis coordinated countermeasures. Lyra watched closely, noting each decision. Observe. Humans assess risk, divide responsibilities, anticipate outcomes, and act, all within moments. Coordination, efficiency, courage, remarkable. One by one, the crew executed precise maneuvers. Emergency thrusters adjusted the station's orbit slightly, automated defense drones intercepted smaller debris, and energy shields strengthened weak points. Lyra's antennae quivered in awe. Your species. Incredible, she whispered. Adaptation, courage, intelligence, combined with teamwork. Truly extraordinary. Despite the tension, humans communicated calmly, offering guidance and encouragement. Even under extreme stress, morale remained high. Lyra scribbled notes furiously. Emotional resilience, strategic thinking, coordination. Humans do not falter. They survive, adapt, and prevail. Hours passed, and slowly the threat diminished. The asteroids diverted, and Nova Prime's orbit stabilized. The crew exhaled, relieved. Lyra hovered, unable to stop admiring them. They succeeded, she exclaimed softly. Despite danger beyond imagination, they acted with precision, skill, and courage. My species. We could learn much from humans. Ellis approached, smiling despite fatigue. You've seen their best today. Humans are resilient, yes, but they're also clever and adaptable. That's why we survive. Lyra nodded, antennae twitching. I understand now. Humans do not merely survive. They thrive. Even when circumstances are extreme, they find solutions. They are remarkable. Later, as the station returned to normal operations, Lyra reviewed her notes. Her datapad was filled with sketches, observations, and detailed analyses of human problem-solving, teamwork, and resilience. She felt a sense of admiration stronger than ever before. Humans. You are not just fascinating biologically, she whispered to herself. Your mind, your spirit, your courage, these define you. You surpass expectations in every aspect. I must continue my observations. There is much more to learn. That night, Lyra floated alone in the observation deck, gazing at Nova Prime below. The planet's oceans sparkled in the light, and city networks blinked with activity. The humans she had observed were working, sleeping, laughing, and living. They are fragile in form, she mused. Yet their minds, their courage, their will to survive is beyond what I imagined. My studies have only begun, yet I already understand one truth. Humans are extraordinary. Commander Ellis joined her quietly. You've learned a lot today. Lyra turned, violet eyes glowing. Yes, far more than I anticipated. Your species faces danger, adapts, and overcomes. You are capable of astonishing things. I am honored to observe you. Ellis nodded. And tomorrow, you'll see more. Humans can surprise, even themselves when faced with the unknown. Lyra's antennae twitched with excitement. I am eager. Every moment with humans teaches me something new. Their strength is not just in body, but in mind, spirit, and unity. Truly, an extraordinary species. As the aurora drifted silently above the planet, Lyra prepared for the next day. Humans had faced danger, adapted, and triumphed. They had shown courage, intelligence, and teamwork beyond her expectations. And she knew that the true test, the ultimate understanding of humans, was still ahead. She floated there filled with admiration, curiosity, and anticipation. Tomorrow she would see humans push themselves even further, and she would learn, more than ever before, why her species had called humans remarkable. The aurora drifted quietly in orbit, the planet Nova Prime glowing below like a sapphire jewel. Lyra floated beside Commander Ellis, her violet eyes bright with curiosity and anticipation. Today, she would witness something she had never seen before. Humans working not just to survive, but to protect others beyond their own species. "Lyra," Ellis said, "today we'll run a joint mission with some automated probes near the asteroid belt. Your observations yesterday were impressive, but now you'll see humans and technology working together on a larger scale." Lyra's antennae twitched excitedly. "A joint mission? Excellent. I will observe every action, every calculation, every decision. Humans, I am eager to see your methods." The crew prepared in the docking bay, donning specialized suits for zero-gravity navigation. Lyra, naturally adapted to floating, adjusted her sensors to track human physiology and behavior. "Remember," Ellis reminded her, "this is more than observation. You can participate but follow protocol. Safety first." Lyra nodded vigorously. "Protocol understood. Observation and cautious participation noted." The team launched in small shuttles toward the asteroid belt. Holographic displays projected asteroid positions, probe trajectories, and potential hazards. Lyra's eyes widened. The precision, the calculations. Humans combine intuition and data perfectly. Fascinating. Suddenly, one probe's signal flickered and went dark. A small asteroid had disrupted its path, threatening to collide with others. Harlan spoke quickly. "We need to adjust its trajectory, manually." Lyra observed carefully. Timing and precision are critical. Lyra's antennae twitched nervously. "Timing. Precision. I will record every detail." The humans moved quickly, their hands coordinating with holographic controls and real-time calculations. Lyra floated above, watching their focus and determination. "They do not hesitate," she whispered. "They assess, calculate, and act, all within moments. Adaptation, coordination, genius." Maria noticed Lyra observing closely. "Want to try a minor adjustment?" she asked with a playful smile. Lyra tilted her head. "Participate? I am capable, but guidance is required." Maria guided her hands to the controls. Lyra adjusted the probe's course, following precise instructions. The asteroid shifted slightly, avoiding collision. Lyra's antennae quivered with excitement. "I contributed. Humans, they teach and collaborate seamlessly." Ellis nodded approvingly. "Humans can adapt quickly and work as a team. You saw it today." Lyra's violet eyes gleamed. "Yes, collaboration, adaptation, learning. Humans combine observation, intuition, and action. Truly remarkable." As they continued the mission, a larger asteroid approached unexpectedly. Its trajectory threatened both the probes and the shuttles. Humans and Lyra had only moments to react. "Emergency protocols," Harlan shouted. "Shields up, evade trajectories, coordinate adjustments." Lyra's sensors recorded every detail, the precise angles, the speed calculations, the human hand gestures guiding each other. She had never seen such synchronized action. They respond instantaneously. "Yet each action is calculated," she whispered. "My species relies on algorithms. Humans, they combine logic, intuition, and courage, simultaneously." The asteroid came closer, and a probe's automated shield risked failure. Maria quickly recalculated. Harlan adjusted thrusters, and Ellis coordinated the timing. Lyra assisted, her floating form guiding minor adjustments based on her sensors. The asteroid passed safely. The shuttles and probes were unharmed. The humans cheered, patting each other on the back. Lyra floated above, antennae twitching. "Remarkable," she exclaimed. "Even under extreme stress, humans remain composed, adapt, and succeed. They are not only intelligent, they are courageous and cooperative." Ellis smiled. "You're learning fast. Humans can surprise even themselves. That's part of what makes them extraordinary." After returning to the station, Lyra joined the humans in the control room to review the data. Together, they analyzed asteroid paths, probe performance, and response times. Lyra noticed how humans shared knowledge freely, encouraging each other while offering constructive advice. "Your species," Lyra said softly. "You teach each other, guide each other, support one another, even under pressure. Collaboration is instinctive, incredible." Mira nodded. "Humans survive and thrive because of teamwork. Intelligence alone isn't enough. We combine knowledge, skill, and mutual support." Lyra's notebook floated beside her as she scribbled notes. Intelligence, skill, collaboration, spirit. Humans exceed expectations at every level. My species, we focus on logic and calculation, but humans integrate emotion and intuition, and excel. Later, the station's recreational deck became the site of another experiment. Humans engaged in a zero-gravity challenge designed to improve reaction times and coordination. Lyra observed and participated cautiously. At first, she collided with panels and objects, her movements awkward in zero gravity. But the humans guided her, showing subtle hand signals, pointing at holographic markers and offering encouragement. By the end of the session, Lyra had completed the course with surprising skill. Her antennae twitched in delight. "Observation alone is insufficient," she whispered. "Participation, collaboration, practice enhances learning. Humans, they teach and inspire each other." Ellis clapped. "You're getting better every day. Humans are adaptable, yes, but they also inspire growth in others." Lyra floated higher, her eyes shining. "Yet, humans do not only survive, they enhance each other. Collaboration, courage, guidance, adaptability. Your species excels in every dimension." As evening approached, the crew gathered for a briefing on future missions. Lyra floated quietly, absorbing every word. The humans discussed strategies, risks, and contingencies, balancing caution with ambition. "I understand," Lyra whispered. "Humans thrive because they combine intellect, courage, and empathy. They guide each other, support each other, improve together. My species, we can learn from this." Ellis noticed her thoughtful expression. "You're beginning to see the bigger picture. Humans aren't just survivors, they're innovators, leaders, and collaborators. That's why they succeed." Lyra nodded slowly. "Yes, their strength is not just physical, nor is it mere intelligence. It is unity, collaboration, empathy, courage, all combined. Humans, extraordinary." That night, Lyra floated, alone in the observation deck, staring at Nova Prime below. The planet shimmered with lights, cities, and oceans. The humans she had observed were working, playing, learning, and living. "They are fragile in appearance," she mused. "Yet, within them is intelligence, courage, and unity. A combination my species has not fully mastered. Observation alone cannot reveal their full capability. Participation, collaboration, understanding, these reveal their true power." Ellis joined her quietly. "You've learned a lot today." Lyra turned, her violet eyes glowing. "Yes. Humans excel not only in survival but in guidance, collaboration, and growth. They inspire themselves and others. My people, we have much to learn from them." Ellis nodded. "Tomorrow you'll see more. Humans can surprise even themselves when faced with the unknown, and sometimes they surpass expectations entirely." Lyra's antenna twitched with excitement. "I am eager. Every day with humans teaches me something new, about courage, unity, and the power of collaboration. Truly, my studies are only beginning." As the aurora drifted silently above Nova Prime, Lyra prepared for the next day. Humans had shown her courage under pressure, intelligence in action, and cooperation beyond expectation. She knew that the true measure of their capabilities and her understanding was still ahead. And she floated there, filled with anticipation, admiration, and a deepening respect for the species that had already proven themselves extraordinary. The aurora floated quietly above Nova Prime. the stars shimmering like distant lanterns. Lyra adjusted her sensors and floated near the observation deck, her violet eyes bright with anticipation. Today was the culmination of her study, a joint mission that would test humans' courage, intelligence, and adaptability like never before. Commander Ellis entered, a calm smile on his face. Lyra, today you'll see humans at their best. We've detected a rogue asteroid heading toward Nova Prime. It's larger than anything we've encountered recently. If we don't act, it could cause serious damage. Lyra's antennae twitched in alarm and excitement. A true threat. This will demonstrate humans' abilities fully. Courage, intelligence, coordination, all together. Ellis nodded. Exactly. But remember, this is dangerous. Observation is important, but safety is critical. Participate carefully. The crew prepared for launch, checking their shuttles, life support, and communication systems. Lyra's sensors tracked human physiology, decision-making speed, and stress response. As the shuttles approached the asteroid, it loomed larger with every passing second, its jagged surface gleaming in reflected light. Lyra's violet eyes widened. Incredible. The threat is enormous. Humans must act quickly, Harlan spoke over the comms. We need to deploy the deflection drones and calculate precise thruster adjustments. Timing must be perfect. Lyra observed every move, fascinated by humans' ability to process vast amounts of information under extreme pressure. Hands moved. With precision, eyes darted between displays and voices coordinated commands seamlessly. They calculate, anticipate, and act simultaneously, she whispered. My species relies on pure logic. Humans, they combine logic, intuition, and courage in every decision. One of the automated deflection drones encountered an obstacle. A small cluster of meteorites blocked its path. Maria quickly rerouted it manually, communicating instructions to her team. Lyra's antennae twitched in admiration. Adaptation under pressure. Humans excel not only physically but mentally. Their courage is extraordinary, she whispered. Ellis coordinated the final sequence. We'll use combined drone adjustments and shuttle thruster bursts. Everyone, follow your assigned roles. Timing is critical. The humans moved like a single organism, each action perfectly timed. Lyra observed their focus and determination, noting subtle physiological responses, heart rate changes, micro-adjustments in movement, and the rapid processing of visual and auditory information. They do not hesitate. They act decisively and adapt instantly. Incredible efficiency, collaboration, courage. Humans surpass expectations. Lyra's notes filled rapidly, her admiration growing with every second. As the asteroid drew closer, the drones nudged it slightly, but not enough. Ellis gave the final command. Human shuttles fired precision thrusters, pushing the asteroid off its collision course. The rock veered safely away, missing Nova Prime entirely. The humans cheered, hugging, high-fiving, and smiling broadly. Lyra floated above, antennae trembling with excitement. They succeeded. Despite extreme danger, humans remain composed, adapt, and prevail. Intelligence, courage, unity, all combined, she exclaimed. Harlan laughed. You're impressed, huh? Lyra's eyes glowed. Impressed is insufficient. Humans, you are extraordinary. Not only physically capable, but mentally, emotionally, and socially. You excel at every level. My species underestimated you. Ellis nodded. Humans can surprise even themselves. That's part of what makes them remarkable. Back on the Aurora, Lyra joined the crew in the briefing room. She shared her observations, data, and insights. Her notes described humans' rapid problem-solving, intuitive adjustments, teamwork, courage, and resilience under extreme stress. Mira smiled. You've learned a lot about humans. But remember, there's more to see. Our adaptability, creativity, and spirit are ongoing lessons. Lyra's violet eyes glimmered. Yes, the study is ongoing. Humans inspire themselves and others. Your species does not simply survive. It thrives, grows, and inspires admiration. Truly extraordinary. That evening, the crew gathered in the observation deck. Lyra floated among them, silent for a moment as she stared at Nova Prime below. The planet shimmered, cities glowing, oceans sparkling, life continuing peacefully. "Tomorrow," Ellis said gently, "we'll send you back to your home planet. You've observed, participated, and learned. But the humans you studied will remain here, facing challenges, growing and thriving." Lyra's antennae drooped slightly. "Departure. I will miss observation. Humans, you have taught me courage, intelligence, unity, and adaptability, lessons my species can benefit from." Ellis smiled. "You've seen humans at their best. Maybe one day your people will understand them as we do." Lyra floated higher, eyes glowing with reflection. "Perhaps humanity represents not just a species but potential, the ability to think, adapt, survive, and inspire. My people, we have much to learn." The next morning, Lyra prepared for departure. The humans waved, their smiles warm and encouraging. Harlan and Maria gave her playful nods, acknowledging her participation in the asteroid mission. "You did well," Harlan said. "Humans don't always succeed on the first try, but they keep learning." Lyra's antennae twitched in delight. "Yes, humans embody perseverance, intelligence, and courage, all harmonized. I will carry these lessons with me. My species, we will remember." Commander Ellis guided her shuttle to the docking bay. "Safe travels, Lyra. Your observations will inspire your people. And who knows, maybe one day humans and Zerithians will work together again." Lyra nodded, violet eyes shimmering with gratitude. "Farewell, humans. You are remarkable. Your courage, ingenuity, and unity surpass expectations. I am honored to have observed you." As her shuttle departed, Lyra floated among the stars, looking back at the Aurora and Nova Prime below. Her datapad was full, her mind buzzing with ideas and her heart, in her own way, filled with admiration. "I have witnessed a species that surpasses expectation," she thought. "Humans, capable, resilient, courageous, extraordinary. Perhaps one day my people will truly understand what I have learned. Until then, I will share their story." On Nova Prime, the humans returned to their routines, unaware of the lasting impression they had left on Lyra. Yet in her mind and in her reports, they were immortalized, not as subjects of study, but as an example of intelligence, courage, adaptability, and unity. And somewhere among the stars, Lyra knew this was only the beginning. Humans had inspired her, and one day they might inspire her species to reach even greater heights. With a final glance at the glowing planet below, Lyra activated her shuttle's propulsion and headed home. The stars stretched endlessly around her, each one a reminder of the universe's vastness and of the small, extraordinary species she had just left behind. Humans, fragile in form, yet mighty in spirit, mind, and courage, had proven themselves extraordinary, and Lyra would ensure that their story traveled far beyond the stars, a testament to the enduring strength and ingenuity of humanity.